All right. So we have a can of stew. And if you'll recognize, a top of a can is a perfect circle, and the bottom of the can is a perfect circle. And then you have the height. If you cut this thing just down the side and unroll it, open it up, this side makes a big rectangle. Okay, the side, when you unroll it, will make a big rectangle. Kind of like if I roll this paper up like this. Okay, so now it's a cylinder with a circle on top, circle on bottom, and then if I unroll it, it makes a rectangle. So I know that the volume of this thing needs to be 38 cubic inches. I also know that I need to minimize the amount of metal. So I got to figure out how to represent the metal, which means I've got two circles, okay, top and bottom. So I need two circles, which are pi r squareds. Okay, I need two of those. Plus, I need one of the sides. Well, how do I figure out? Because I know that the height is going to be h, but how do I find the distance around? The distance around is circumference, which is 2 pi r. So this circle around is 2 pi r times the height will give me that rectangle side. So I have 2 pi r times h, and that needs to be minimized. So if you'll look, you got an r and an h, you got an r, you got an r and an h. So I just need to go from there. H is going to be the easiest thing to solve for on this side, on the algebra side. So h is going to be the same thing as 38 over pi r squared. Okay, now be careful when you're messing with calculators or whatever, because you have to do 38 divided by and then put this in parentheses, or whenever we get to that point. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here. I have 2 pi r squared, so 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h, so 2 pi r and then h is 38 over pi r squared, and that needs to be a minimum. So this pi, which is a number, and this pi reduce, and this r and one of those r's reduce. So I am left with 2 pi r squared plus 38 times 2 is 76 over r, which I'm going to make 76 r to the negative 1. Okay, and that needs to be minimized. So now I can take a derivative. So drop my 2 out front. I get 4 pi r plus, which I should have made that minus 76 r to the negative 2, and that needs to be 0. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite 4 pi r and then minus 76 over r squared needs to equal 0. So if I add this over to the right, it'll become positive. I can multiply both sides by r squared, so I get 4 pi r cubed is 76. And now I need to divide both sides by 4 pi. So 76 over 4 pi. And then I need to take the cubed root. Okay, so the cubed root of both sides. Now this is what I'm screaming about. You need to do the cubed root of, so on your calculator, you're going to do the cubed root of, and then 76 divided by parentheses 4 pi, and make sure all of that is underneath the same thing. And that's going to be your value for your radius, which is going to be the 2 decimal places. So I have, hang on, I've got the cubed root of, so calculator, sideways calculator. All right, so the cubed root of, clear I said. All right, so 76 divided by 4 pi, close that parentheses, and then raise that to the 1/3 power, gives me a radius of 1.82. So I have a radius equal to 1.82. 2. Well, now I need to figure out what the height is. So again, be very, very, very careful. So I have the height is going to be 38 over pi times 1.82 squared. So in your calculator, the height is going to be 38 divided by pi times 1.82 squared. Okay, so 38 divided by, and I have pi times 1.82 squared, and close that, and I get a height of 3.65. Okay, so that's your radius, and that's your height. So you are now ready for your Chapter 4 test.